Hey there folks, Riyadh here from tabletopminis.com and welcome to my Eldar army on the table. So it's the first time I've got them all together here, painted and assembled and kind of ready to rock and roll. So this video is just going to do a quick overview of what I have here and a little bit about how I built the army and maybe some sort of what I'm going to upgrade next and stuff like that. So I got this, I started an Eldar army when the new codex came out. And I actually bought this Craft World's Collector's Edition Codex, which was quite nice. You get some extras in there, like Runes of Battle and Runes of Fate. It didn't come with the tactical objectives, though, which I thought was a little bit bad, because I ended up having to buy the set anyway. So this was number 535 of 800. One reason, or one mistake I made here was buying Collector's Edition stuff with kids in the house, because you can see by the back of that book, it's been slightly defaced, but that's okay. It's really cool, I really like it, but I don't know whether I'd really pay for these collector's editions going forward, but it is quite nice. It's gold leafed on the edges and stuff. So I took a quick look at the new codex and some of the new formations that came out at the time, and they're really strong. They're getting used quite a lot right now. Is the Wind Rider host, which is one Farseer, one Warlock Conclave, 3 units of Wind Riders, and Viper Squadron. And it's got quite a nice bonus. It gives you, once per game, you can declare a Tempest of Blades, and it gives all the Shuriken weapons Shred for that turn, which reroll to wound. So that was quite nice. So I thought I wanted that, so I went for the unit here. So I've got the Farseer, and I've got a Warlock by himself, making up the Warlock Conclave. And then I bought 3 packs, which is 9 Wind Riders. So I can kind of split them into little groups. And yeah, they're really strong. I mean, as everybody knows, Eldar is really strong at the moment. I kind of got these formations not really knowing how strong they were relative to the kind of 40k metagame at the time, but I also went for some other things here, like the Guardian Battle Host. So I knew I wanted Guardians. They're kind of like the core, really, which is 1 Farseer, 3 units of Guardians, 1 Viper Squadron, 1 unit of Warwalkers, 1 Vol's Wrath support battery, and 0 to 1 Warlock Conclave. So I have them also. Rather than going for the kind of minimum sizes here, I've got like a 3 Vipers, 3 Warwalkers, 3 Vol support battery, and the Guardians themselves there, which is quite nice. So I've not actually fielded these yet, but yeah, should hopefully get some games with them soon now that the army so far is painted. But there may be a few more additions before I take the whole army out. And then we have the Wraith Knight by itself, because an Eldar army without Wraith Knight. And I got one of these Crimson Hunters. So I wasn't sure at the time whether I'd make it a Crimson Hunter or a Hemlock Wraith Fighter, so I just made it a Crimson Hunter. But I really like the model of that. It looks kind of like a jet fighter, which is really nice. Yeah, so that is the army as it stands. The other formation I forgot to mention there was the Aspect Host. So the Aspect Host is a really strong formation. If you take 3 units of Aspects, it can be anything: Striking Scorpions, Fire Dragons, Howling Banshees, Dark Reapers, etc. Then they all get either +1 to their Ballistic skill or Weapon skill for the whole game. So you can choose what you want for them, and you also get this can reroll failed morale, pinion, and fear tests. So I went for 1 unit of Warp Spiders here, and 1 unit of Dark Reapers, and also 1 unit of Swooping Hawks. And yeah, they're really good. It's a really strong formation, because that puts them up to Ballistic skill 5. So for the normal guys, so they're hitting on 2s. The Warp Spiders are really good. I've seen some really cheesy lists going about in the tournament, kind of seen just now, using like Aspect Host of 3 units of Warp Spiders. It's basically all loads and loads of Warp Spiders, because these guys have got so much mobility, and they're so flexible. They're really, really strong. So yeah, let's just pan over the whole army then, just to give you guys another look. So we have the Wind Riders here, and the Farseer and the Warlock Conclave. Then we have the Aspect Host, the Warp Spiders, the Dark Reapers, and the Swooping Hawks. We then have the Crimson Hunter at the back. And then we have the Wraith Knight here, who's equipped with the shield and sword, rather than the Wraith Cannon. I just think he looks better like that, and I quite like the rules for that as well. It's pretty good. And then we have 3 units of Guardian Defenders. And then we have Eldrad Ulthrin as the kind of main HQ here. And then we have 3 Vol support batteries, and they have the D cannons on them. And then we have 3 Viper jet bikes. And finally 3 Warwalkers with bright lances and missile launchers. So at the time I didn't really magnetize any of this army, but I probably should have for some of the weapon options here. But yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I really like the Eldar. The few games that I've played, I've been using the Windrider host and the Aspect host together, and I've found that they're very, very overpowered, you know, relative to like a kind of fluffy list. So you know, the games that we have played, they were over relatively quickly, and the comments were quite funny, you know, kind of knowing what the game was going to happen, what was going to happen in the game from the start and so on. But you know, we didn't really know how I mean, I didn't pick this army knowing how strong they'd be. So hopefully with, you know, adding the Guardians and stuff into the mix might balance that out a little bit. But yeah, going forward, I'm not really sure. I think I might need some transports for these Guardians, so possibly some Wave Serpents. I love the aspects, all of the aspects, so I would quite like to get a unit of each. So the Howling Banshees, the Striking Scorpions, and the Fire Dragons, like that would be quite nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's the Eldar army, guys. I'm pretty happy with it. I've not played it all together, but you know, there is some additions that I want to make there, and I'm going to continue to grow it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, having a look at my models, and we'll see you in the next one.